Hey everyone, welcome to the Alpha RN Alpha. What am I saying? Okay, welcome to the RN Alphaslice show. We don't have anyone yet. Hey guys, welcome to the repeat. This is Muhammad and we're here live. Come on, where's everyone? Hey Hamis, how you doing? For some of you guys who don't know, maybe you just stumble on your feet with this live video, but we are interviewing Hamis, one of the elite RNs, international RNs coming to the United States. She is an amazing person. So,
hi everyone.
I'm gonna switch cameras. Hey Hamis, how you doing, girl?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. We already have 4 people watching us live. For those people who don't know you, please give us an introduction about yourself.
My name is Rayan Hämäläinen. I'm a Finnish educated RN. I work in the ED, ICU. I have 4 years of nursing experience. And this July, I just passed the NCLEX with 75 questions in 1 hour and 10 minutes.
Oh my God.
Because you gotta be strong.
Oh my God. I've never seen anyone who passed. I mean, I've seen a lot of people who passed the NCLEX with 75 questions. I've never seen anyone who passed the NCLEX under hour and a half. So you were like quick. You were doing a very good job. And I know those select all the apply questions, they are tough. And you went through all that in a very fast timing.
Yeah, if I count it right, I had 23 SATs. So
Wow.
I was confident I was going to pass the exam after counting all those questions.
Wow. Hey, Mark, welcome, man. Welcome to the live chat. Welcome to the live video. Hey, Hamis. So let us know, where did you study your nursing, and how long have you been a nurse, and how old are you? Which country do you live in? Which city? Give us more feeds about you.
So I'm 27 years old. I have my birthday coming up in January, so I'll be 28 soon. Yay!
Wow.
The crisis of being 30 gets closer and closer. I currently live in the city called Vantaa. It's near the capital city in Finland, Helsinki. I was born in Mäntsälä. It's a really complex word. It's an hour away from where I currently live. So it's very close, and I get to visit my mom often. I started my nursing degree in 2010. My school is Satakunnan ammattikorkeakoulu.
We don't need all that details. We don't need all that details. So go on.
You wanted to know.
Oh yeah, I did.
I call it Satakunta University of Applied Sciences. So anyway, my degree is 3.5 years. I graduated in January 2014. I did my bachelor's thesis on ER care. I produced a brochure for the hospital district, and they printed over 130,000 copies of my brochure.
Wow.
And currently I've worked in the one and same unit for 3 years, actually just 3 years now.
Okay.
It's kind of in between the ED and ICU. It's like a high dependency unit, but there's no equivalent in the US.
Yeah, I got you. So, okay, so tell us about your American dream. Like, when did you start thinking about like going to the United States and immigrating and, pursuing your American dream?
I think the first thoughts I had, the serious thoughts I had, were in high school. I was like 13 years old or something.
Okay.
I always wanted to go to the US for an exchange year, but it was expensive. My family didn't have so much money.
Okay.
I spent a year in the US studying in college when I was 18. I came back to Finland and completed my matriculation, kind of like high school final exams. Very, very big thing here. You need those exams to get into university. And after that, I got into nursing school, and I thought it's a great possibility to use to immigrate to the US.
Okay, so
or
like
anywhere else in the world.
So initially, like you had that plan set in mind before even you started nursing.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Because like for me, I only thought about immigration when I graduated. Like when I started studying for my nursing degree, like I didn't know anything about nursing, or I'm the first nurse in my family. I've never known a nurse before. I've never went to a hospital before. My uncle just told me, "Hey, dude, what are you doing? You finished high school. You gotta go apply." And then he gave me the address, and I went and I applied, and then I got in. That's how it started. And I fell in love. Like I fell in love in nursing within the first like couple of months. But I didn't, because like they tell you that nursing. When you start nursing and you say, okay, what are the jobs available? And at that time, they would say, oh, with your bachelor degree, you'll be a nurse manager. And then I fell in love with the idea, like, I'm going to be a manager. I'm going to lead on something. So Amanda is in the background, guys. I'm shooting in my living room. Okay, so yeah, that's what happened. I thought I'm going to be a manager. And then when I graduated, the reality hit me. So you're going to be a bedside nurse for a while. And then, I was disappointed with healthcare in my country and, how nurses provide care and, stuff like that. So I tried to pursue like a higher level. And that's why I went to Saudi Arabia. And then I was thinking about going to the States and, detours on the way. And finally, it happened. So
Congrats.
Thank you. So when did you actually apply? Like when did you put your application for going to the States?
I applied with Avant in April 2016.
Okay, let's pull back a little bit. How did you know about Avant?
I think for years I'd already been searching the internet for any kind of firm that would help me to do the visa process and everything, because I knew I knew I needed a sponsor, because it's really difficult to find a job in the US that will sponsor you. So I thought the recruitment firm is a very good option to help me. I'd found some other companies out there, but I never got this feeling that they were so reliable that I'd want to apply with them. And when I found the Avant website, basically the visual look of their website was already very telling that I could trust them. And I read some testimonials online.
Did you leave a testimonial so far or not yet?
Not yet. I thought I'd wait until I get to the US.
Yeah, gotcha. So, like, this is smart. Like, for me, I didn't do enough research, and I know a lot of people who are watching us, they didn't do enough research, and I tried to immigrate on my own. Like, I tried to register in the CGFNS website, send my documents. I sat for my CGFNS exam. I did my IELTS, and then, I had a lot of troubles on the way, like filling the applications. A lot of times I felt like I missed documents. And then I said, I'm going to go to the States and apply from the United States. And that was a chaos. Like, I lost a lot of money. Yes, I got my NCLEX, but I didn't get to my goal. So I always suggest to everyone, just follow the process. Don't skip steps. Don't take the easy way. You would think that it is the easy way to get to the United States, but then it will delay you a lot. Like every month, I was delayed to come to the United States. I lost tons and tons of money. because because being here in the States and the money you make, the comfortable life that you're living, you wasted all that because you didn't want to apply the extra money for an agency or an agent or someone who knows the process and can lead you through it. So I would suggest to everyone, like, a lot of Jordanians, they contact me through like LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube, and they say they are already in the States sitting for the NCLEX. But NCLEX is just the first step in the immigration process. There are a lot of factors that play a crucial role for you to immigrate, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me know. You applied to Avant, and then what happened?
They sent me some screening tests to assess my skills and experience. I had to fill in a resume using their template to cover whatever information they wanted from the resume. After having reviewed all those screening tests and the resume, they sent me an interview link. They scheduled an interview with me, and Stephanie Huff called me on the phone. I think we talked for hour and a half. She was very nice, very kind person. We went through my skills and my experience, my education. She wanted to give me the opportunity to tell more about my nursing experience in my own words. We also went over the Avant process, all the benefits and salary information and all that kind of things.
So do you think, how would you rate your Avant experience?
So far, I think maybe 4.9 out of 5.
Okay, so let us say the application process, from the time you applied online till the time you got sponsored. How would you rate that experience? Was it easy? Was it hard?
I mean, the only problems I've had, some of the problems are personal because I couldn't get my transcripts from my school in an appropriate form. I had to count all the hours by myself, and it was a difficult job because the school doesn't know the hours. How should I know the hours? Other than that, the only minus points I'd give for Avant would be from delays in communication, and this kind of, how do you say it, mass emails. Like they're not all emails are not personalized, but I understand that they have a lot of applicants, so I wouldn't necessarily count those as serious minus points. I'm very happy with the process overall.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Okay, so you applied online, you did your skills assessment, you passed your nursing, your English, and you got sponsored. And then how long did it take you from the time you got the email, okay, I got sponsored, till the time you start your NCLEX review?
I signed my contract with Avant in October 2016, and I started my NCLEX review program in the beginning of February 2017. So
that's like
5 months.
Okay. Because a lot of people sign their contract, and I didn't go through the NCLEX with Avant, so I don't know these time frames. And they are eager, they started they signed their contract, and now they want to get the process going. Why they didn't send me, my NCLEX material? Why they didn't start my NCLEX process? And I don't know what to answer. Hey Khalil, how are you? Actually, Khalil, can you see his name saying hello on the screen? Yes, Khalil is my cousin.
Assalamu alaikum, Khalil.
Khalil is going through the Avant process as well.
That's great.
He's doing a great job. So, okay, so you received your study material, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me about your feelings at that time. The amount of material that you received, how was your thought process?
I think I received 5 books and a USB drive with audio lectures. I remember I started the review program with very much enthusiasm, but I think after 2 weeks, I started feeling a little bit tired. One factor is the fact that February is very dark here in Finland, very dark. The sun rises like maybe 9 in the morning and sets in at, I think, 3 in the afternoon. Mm-hmm. So it's very dark. You go to work, it's dark. You get out of work, it's dark. But also one factor is that I think in a way the review program was very demanding, trying to manage all that information in 1 week chunks of time, that I had a deadline every week to complete exams at the end of the week. And I have this crazy schedule at work because we work mornings, evenings, and nights, and it's very random. It's not like in the US you have nights for 6 months in a row. You have days for 6 months in a row. I can have each of those shifts in 1 week.
Well, let me just tell you a little bit about everyone. Like, everyone who's sitting for the NCLEX is overseas, right? Mm-hmm. So everyone is going through some kind of crazy schedule.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if you know or not, but I publicized it. My wife is sitting for her NCLEX, right?
Yeah.
So she's sitting on February 27th. And what we're going to do like videos. It's not daily videos, but we will try to get at least like 2 to 3 videos a week about her progress, her mental status, how mm-hmm. she's feeling about the NCLEX. And let me tell you, she started studying for her NCLEX like a week ago. Mm-hmm. And she's going crazy. Like with the amount of material that she has to absorb within 9 weeks. She took yesterday off. She mm-hmm. said, I don't want to study. Because, she has 3 kids.
Yeah.
She's breastfeeding.
A brand new baby.
And she has been away from nursing for at least a year. Mm-hmm. So she's refreshing. And, with the amount, I'm not easy when it comes to studying. Like, when I say 100 questions a day with the rationale and you write your notes down, then that's at least 6 hours of studying. So she's been doing a great job. She's been studying very hard. Like, during the day, she's taking care of the kids. She's studying. Mm-hmm. And then at night, when everyone goes to sleep, from 8 p.m. to like 1 a.m., like 5-6 hours, she's putting a lot of hard work. And I tell her that's what it takes. It takes a lot of hard work. So she wanted to talk to you guys, actually. She said, I want her number. I want to see how did she study for the NCLEX. But I always tell her, like, who goes through the process with Avant is different from who do it on his own. So,
yeah, it's different.
So, like, share with me the amount of time you put into your studies, like, in a week time. Or let's say on a daily basis and then on a weekly basis.
I think Avant estimated that it would take about 15 hours a week to do the necessary review. But I think it was more than that. I also think maybe it's because I'm kind of neurotic, a perfectionist. So I was like fretting over, like, have I covered enough? Do I have this down? But I think I spent up to 3 to 4 hours every day. So 4 times 7 is 21. Over 20 hours a week, I think, is more accurate estimate, at least in my case.
So were you studying on weekdays? Like, I'm sorry, not on weekdays, but on working days. Were you studying on working days?
I had to really. It was so much material, and I thought spreading the hours over the week is better than doing it all in one sitting.
True.
Sometimes, of course, when I had like 3 nights in a row, I had to be a little bit flexible with it. But planning is the key.
True. I mean, I told my wife, like, she doesn't have any responsibilities, or I shouldn't say that. She has a lot of responsibilities, but I mean, she can schedule, like, she is self-employed. She can schedule her day. Like, she's not working for 12 hours and then she's going to come back home and, do her studies. She can, like, distribute her hours, or her, like, if I'm saying, like, do 100 questions per day, you can distribute them around the day, like 10 questions in the morning, maybe 10 in the afternoon, and then keep the bulk for the night. When everyone goes to sleep, then you can concentrate and do your studies. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna be raw about this. So I'm not sure if you read my post the other day, but we're gonna post videos about her experience, the good and the bad. That. It's gonna be raw. Like, the house is scattered. We're not giving much attention to, like, house hygiene, if that's a word.
Yeah, I get it.
Because, there is sacrifice that you need to put, that you need to put in your life or in the process in order to get to your goals. So sometimes you're not eating. Yeah, sometimes you're not eating good. You're not taking care of the kids as you should. Like, you're not giving them attention. The house is not as clean as it's supposed to. You're not on top of your laundry. All that is normal. That's what I want to tell people. Like, all that is normal. Just fit the Nclex in your day. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna post videos, and then, she's gonna go for her exam. Of course, I'll be, like, live streaming, the time when she goes to the exam, she comes out and all that stuff. And the best of the best is the reveal of the results. So we're gonna be doing the reveal of the results live online. So everyone's gonna see her reaction. If she
I wanted to do that as well.
If she passes, then we'll share this with everyone. If she doesn't, then, but I guess she will.
Inshallah.
Yeah. Hey! Your Arabic is on point. Okay, this Walid, he's a friend of mine. We used to work back, like, 10 years back. It was my first job at an ICU hospital, and we used to work together. But he's stuck there. He's not a dreamer.
Aw,
sorry to say that. He's not a dreamer.
How can we convert him?
I don't know. I guess he's watching this video. Then there's a little bit of fire inside of him. But
yeah, there's a chance for us.
Yeah. So Khalil, my cousin, thank you for your question. He's asking which books you've got to prepare for Nclex.
How should I remember them by? I had illustrated. Just give me a second. I will bring them.
Okay, go ahead. Khalil, I would say, man, my suggestion for studying for the Nclex, and I said that on my Nclex video. There is an application online. It's called the RN. Oh my God, all that. Yeah, Avant takes you through a process that it is very hard. But I would suggest the Nclex RN Mastery app on your iPhone. That's an amazing app. And like 2 weeks, 3 weeks into studying on the app, I would suggest to buy the online Kaplan Q Bank and start doing those questions. And my thought of studying for the Nclex is you have to solve questions, as much questions as you can. Keep it at 100 questions per day on an off day, 30 questions a day on a working day. And then I would say you have to write down your notes, like rationale. Let me bring, where are my notes? So actually, Amani is having her own notes. So, hey, Amani. So she's writing down her own notes, and she reviews the notes every single day. Like when she wakes up, the first thing she does is she reviews her notes, and then she starts, doing the questions. So she's reviewing notes every single day so that, information will stuck in her head. And during answering the questions, like when she answered questions and she comes across, let us, Cushing syndrome, she comes across a topic that she doesn't know anything about, then you need a textbook, like Sanders, like Kaplan textbook, or whatever textbook you can find. And then you go and search that topic and you write your notes down as well. I don't want ever, like, I have an NCLEX, I have a Sanders that's 6,500 pages. I don't want you to go through that. I want you to solve as much questions as you can. And that's how I tackle NCLEX, and that's how I suggest people would tackle NCLEX. But okay.
I think one great tip for note-taking is making concept maps, trying to use the same kind of formula for different diseases, looking up the diagnostic tests, looking up presentation, signs and symptoms, trying to really make a layout of everything, taking a piece of paper, like normal size, letter size or A4, wherever what is the standard in your country, and making the title, using these chunks and writing it out yourself, because you have to think when you write. I think many of us take notes by typing on the computer, but research has proven that that's not as efficient for memory as writing with pen and paper.
Yeah, I would say you write your own notes on a pencil and a paper and review those notes every single day. Okay, Hamis. So is that how you pronounce your name, Hamis?
Hamis.
Hamis. Okay,
yes.
Hamis. So I saw like 5-6 textbooks. I got scared.
Yeah.
Show them to me again.
I got these in one package.
Oh my God. So tell me, when you got those, what did you think? Like, how was your thought process?
I was a little overwhelmed.
Okay.
I think, I'm not sure if I had the schedule before or after I received the books, but I was like, this is a mountain I have to climb. How am I going to do this? But when I got the schedule, it was broken down into little pieces. I was revealed the whole schedule for 6 weeks at a time, the phase 1. Mm-hmm. It still felt a little overwhelming, but I thought I just have to grab the book, start reading, do what's specified for 1 week, and go from there.
Okay, so you said after a couple of weeks you were like burned out, or you were overwhelmed, or what did you do?
Yeah, because the first 2 weeks I had started reading this book. It's not that thick, but we had to go through this whole book, chapter by chapter.
Oh my God.
It was
so what did you do? Like when like couple of weeks, and I know a lot of the information would feel, if that's a word, alienated. Like you're hearing, I mean, I know you've been in nursing school, but when I started studying, like a lot of questions seemed foreign to me. Like a lot of information, I mean, they were new. So
sometimes I felt like, am I reading this for the first time ever? I'm supposed to have gone through all of this information in nursing school, but I had no recollection whatsoever about some of the things. But I realized I'm working in acute and critical care settings. I don't know anything about maternal or infants, children, pediatrics. I'm like, what is this? And I was really kind of scared about having those questions in the NCLEX, but it's the strategies that help me go through all of those questions.
Okay.
But I think actually going through the chapters, it was a lot to read. Like I had to just read and read and read instead of trying to really retain the information.
Gotcha. Okay, so show us more textbooks. What did you go through as well?
Okay, later on in the process, we used this book.
Kaplan.
Yes, there are some short short information in the beginning of the chapter, and then some questions, and then the half of the book, about the half of the book, is just questions altogether. But we had one piece here and there once a week or something like that, so it wasn't too overwhelming. This book has a lot of questions as well. I think 60 questions per chapter, but there's no sort of other text. It's only questions here.
So, Hamis, I know you love numbers. So how would you, I mean, how much would you estimate, how many questions did you solve during the whole process?
Oh my God. I have no idea, but I think it has to be in thousands, maybe 10,000 or 20,000. Just a lot of questions.
I guess you solved like 20,000. I recommend anywhere from 4,000 to 5,000. If you solve less than that, then you're not gonna pass your NCLEX.
I mean, the books have questions. We have end of the week exams with 100 questions. It's in little pieces, but it adds up together. It's a great number.
Yeah, it adds up. I know over that period of time. So your NCLEX review was like 4 or 5 months.
It was just about 5 months.
5 months, yeah. Doing that amount of questions over 5 months, they will add up to like 10,000 or more. Okay, so show us more textbooks.
The other two I have left here are Nursing and Pharmacology Made Insanely Easy. These books have the information page and then a mnemonic page with kind of acronyms to help you remember what's what.
Wow, I like that.
I mean, I've discussed these books with many people, and they don't really like these books. I think I was not a fan myself either. Mm-hmm. The style is not really something I'm familiar with, and that's maybe why it was so difficult to maybe approach the book.
Yeah, I mean, for first-time NCLEX takers, everything feels foreign. But I mean, Avant, they chose those textbooks for a reason, right? Because they did a lot of how do you say it? Experiments. What works and what doesn't, and that's the reason they chose these books. I guess these are great books if you're going through the NCLEX process with a fund or with an agency. But if you're doing your NCLEX on your own, then I would think that is really overwhelming, because like you don't have the self-motivation, the discipline, the schedule, someone to put you on track every single week. So I would say all these textbooks will burn you out and will overwhelm you, and which is normal. That's why I prefer going through questions, solve as much questions as you can, and refer to a textbook in terms of topics that are unfamiliar for you. Okay,
I think it's great strategy what you're saying, that you should do questions and then go back to the textbook for some of the things that you don't know. What was I gonna say? I forgot. I had such a great point, but I had a night shift and I slept for like 4 or 5 hours.
I know. You know what?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say that. What I really learned through Avant is these strategies, how you're gonna approach the question, how you're gonna read the question, how you're gonna figure out what they're really asking in the question, and how you're also gonna approach the answers and how you're gonna find the right answer, because it might be that all of those 4 answers are right.
Yeah.
But you need the most important answer choice.
I mean, and these are the Nclex Traps. I call them Nclex Traps. And the way to figure them out is either you have a coach or a teacher who would tell you and explain to you like the strategies, or you need to solve as much questions as you can so that you can pick up the rhythm of, what are what are the Nclex traps, and how to figure them out. And that's the importance of reading the rationale and digging into the rationale and writing down your notes is to figure out those traps and not fall into them. So I mean, I would suggest, like, when I bought the Nclex, the Kaplan RN Nclex or Nclex RN, the book, I bought a book and it came with a CD. There's a famous person on that CD. Her name is Barbara, and she explains, those traps. She has like 20 steps of things that you need to, like, whenever you get a question, there are like 20 steps you need to go through to answer that question. Anyways.
So I think with Avant, we learned to use the ABCs, Maslow's hierarchy, what have you, all these great strategies that comes directly from nursing in the field, sort of.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, so Khalil is asking, and Khalil is the only person who's engaging with questions. Thank you. Thank you, cuz. Okay, so he's asking, did you use strategies as mentioned in Kaplan book, or you've just depend on your nursing information? You're gonna answer that? I'm gonna slap him on the face.
I was gonna say that if he means that if he refers to the fact that you would rely on your nursing experience in the field, that's a big no, never ever. NCLEX is the ideal hospital with all the resources you would ever dream of.
Yeah, true.
It's all about perfect circumstances and perfect situations, perfect staffing, everything.
It's perfect world. Yeah, I know. Okay, so Hamis, you studied for your NCLEX. We'll fast forward. Your 5 months were completed, and you completed the review with Avant, and then they scheduled you for your exam, right?
Yes.
So
my NCLEX was in July.
And
this year.
Where did you do your NCLEX?
I did my NCLEX in London, which is a 3-hour flight from Helsinki.
Okay, awesome.
I flew there like the night before. I was there by 6 p.m. I had some time to relax, and I did not study the night before.
Oh, that's very important. Like, don't study the night before. That's it.
Yeah.
And like, I admire your journey. I really admire your journey.
Thank you.
And your videos that you posted them on your channel. And by the way, your channel is Hamis Vlogs.
Yeah.
So the videos that you posted pre-NCLEX and post-NCLEX, they are amazing. Like,
thank you.
I mean, I went through the whole process, and I'm done. I'm in the States, but still, I watch your videos multiple times, especially those videos, the pre and post. And I think everyone should like do some research online, look for other people who did the NCLEX, listen to their stories, so that he can like have a concept about the NCLEX world. I mean, not just the exam, but what happens around the exam, like before the exam, after the exam, all that kind of stuff. Okay, so you got to London. Tell me about your feelings when you were in London. Like, did you think that you are ready? Did you want to study more? Do you want more time? Did you want to reschedule? Just let me know.
I did not want to reschedule. I was nervous, but it was sort of good nervousness, something that keeps you on the edge a little bit, motivated to do it and not feeling too relaxed, like, this is no big deal. Even though I was nervous, I was quite confident that I've come this far. I've had Avant approve me for the test. They have experience that they have a 85% passing rate. They have experience. They know when a candidate is ready to take the NCLEX.
Yeah.
So I was confident, but I was still a little bit nervous. But I was not going to back away from this exam.
I know. Like, my wife, she wants to quit. Like, she doesn't want to sit for her NCLEX.
But she's only 1 week in.
I know, and that's what I tell people. This is normal. Like the frustration when you first start, it's normal. You get overwhelmed. You don't have time for anything. Like you want to take a shower and you don't have time, right? Because you're thinking that you want to get to be on top of, your questions. You want to finish 100 questions per day, all that kind of stuff. And she's like 1 week in, and she's already having NCLEX dreams. This is crazy. I'm telling you. So I tell her, just relax. That's normal. You're going to go through these feelings. Excuse me. That is normal, but we're going to push through them. We're going to stay on schedule. We're going to fit everything in the schedule. And that's the way. Like, if you visualize your dream and where you want to be, you will make it. You will put the hard work in. You will stay on schedule, because to get to that dream, to get to that goal, you need to put hard work. NCLEX is not easy. I tell people, like, NCLEX is not easy. You have to study. Okay, so
I think definitely there will be setbacks, like a few steps back, you go one forward, and it's going to be difficult, but you need to stick to the schedule as much as you can and not let those setbacks get to you, because life is ups and downs, and going down is not like it's going to last forever.
Okay, so did you have like certain days where you felt like, I don't want to deal with NCLEX anymore? Today, I'm not going to solve any questions. I'm not going to read anything.
Yeah, I definitely had days when I felt really lazy and I just wanted to sort of disconnect from everything, just roll up in a cocoon in my bed.
So how did you deal with those emotions? Like, did you really take the time off, or did you push through it?
There were days when I allowed myself to relax more, but I kept in mind that the next day I'd have to work twice as hard to complete everything by the deadline.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I say. Like, you have to pick up your slack. If you mess up on a day, that's okay. But on the next day, you make sure you stay positive and you pick up the slack and you get on schedule. Okay, so you said you were confident when you went to London.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Like, a lot of people who, and I know you're a special case, I know, but a special case in a good way.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but a lot of people who who finish, studying for NCLEX, and the NCLEX week is there, they feel they are not confident and they feel that they will fail the test. That's it. So why were you confident when you went to London?
Really, I'm just really surprised about it myself, why I was so confident. I usually have this expectation of failure, even though I've always performed like top of the class and everything. But this time I felt confident. I think one of the reasons is because what I explained earlier, that Avant has a great passing rate, and they check when their candidate is ready to take the exam. I just thought 5 months is a long journey, and I was above the 75-80% criteria, and I thought that's going to be enough. And I also thought whatever is going to happen is going to happen. It's not like being nervous about it is going to help anything.
So did you feel that you put the work in, and you did your best? Like, you solved a lot of questions. You felt confident that it's going to be just as a practice test.
They always tell you that the practice tests are kind of nothing like the NCLEX. So when I sat in from the computer in the testing room and the questions started rolling in, I'm like, these questions are almost exactly like the practice tests. And I'm like, I've been lied to. I've been betrayed. And all in all, I think what Avant demands from the candidate in terms of how much you have to review and everything, I think it was a lot compared to how easy the exam was, in my opinion. Like, I'd been fretting over the exam for basically nothing. but I don't want to say it's going to be easy for everyone.
I know.
This is
I know.
my experience.
And I know. And
I definitely study.
I think the amount of confidence that you have and the amount of relaxation, like when you start the test and you start solving questions, like 10 questions in, 15 questions in, you feel that, oh my God, this is like my playground. I know this, like I have control. And I guess you feel that way is because of your preparation. Like you prepared very well, you studied very well, you didn't leave any stone unturned, and that's why you gained that confidence. And
I think I still think that I sometimes felt like I wasn't doing enough. Like there were pieces that were missing, and I wasn't like completely ready as I thought I was supposed to be ready. But I had enough information and I was prepared enough. But also I was worried that since I felt so confident, especially after the exam, that I knew that I was going to pass the exam, but because I felt so confident that I had passed the exam, I felt weird because over time I had heard everyone telling me that if you feel too confident, it means that you have failed the exam.
I don't think so. I think you're one of the rare nurses who did the NCLEX and felt that they passed it.
Yeah.
A lot of the reviews I saw online, you know, from people who like I was in direct contact with who did the NCLEX, they say after, and myself as well, they say after they did the NCLEX, they feel that they failed it. They feel that they did a horrible job. And these 2 days post NCLEX waiting for the results are the worst days in their life. Like you go through a state of depression that's unbelievable. And I say that's normal. Okay, everyone's gonna feel that way. Like I will not say everyone. I will say like 90% of people who take the NCLEX are gonna feel that way. But most probably 60-70% of them like did a good job and they're gonna pass it. I just like to keep it positive.
I think I myself have so much sort of personal insight into my thought processes and everything. I know myself so well that that's one of the reasons that I felt so confident. I knew that I had it in me, whereas another person who doesn't necessarily have so much personal insight might feel that where am I at in relation to the NCLEX? How good am I? So that was one of the reasons why I was feeling so confident.
Hey, Vanessa. You know Vanessa? I met her recently, like 2 years ago. And when I went back to Lebanon, I applied to this hospital, which I don't like. Like I don't like the politics around that hospital, but the team is amazing. And she was my preceptor on a med-surg unit, and that was the first time I worked on a med-surg unit. She did an amazing job. And for the record, she's the most beautiful nurse I've ever met. Really, like, what are you doing in nursing? Like, she should be in movies. She should be somewhere else, but not on a med-surg unit. Anyways, hi, Vanessa. So Vanessa is asking, how much time does a person need to be ready and well prepared for the NCLEX exam?
I think it really depends on your individual study skills, experience. Depends on the unit where you work. Is it very specialized unit? Is it more broader in terms of patient population and diagnosis? I really don't know what is a good time. For me, 5 months was maybe even too much. I could have done it with a different kind of schedule in a shorter time. I don't think that I really necessarily had to go through all of that review that I went through.
I would say to be ready for an NCLEX, 8 to 10 weeks. More than that, you will burn out. Like literally, when you start studying for NCLEX, you are living in an NCLEX bubble, and that's your world.
That's how I felt.
Yeah, and the only way to get out of that bubble is to sit for your NCLEX and finish your exam. And that's hard. Like literally, my wife, when she wakes up, she's thinking, okay, I'm gonna get to my notes early so that I can finish them early, so that I can start, answering questions. And that's like the way you live in. Like if there's something on Angelina, like she had a rash like the other day, so she started rationalizing why she's having a rash, and she's thinking in an Nclex mindset.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say, if you do that more than 10 weeks, then you might never go back. You're gonna live in that bubble forever.
Your example reminds me how, especially Avant, they really emphasize critical thinking. And through those webinars, really, where we had critical thinking examples and all this, I realized that it depends on your country how much, as a nurse, you're allowed to sort of think critically. Because in some countries, doctors order everything, and nurses are sort of at the bottom of the hierarchy. For myself in Finland, the nursing system is quite consistent with the US system. I'm allowed to be a kind of independent practitioner, sort of, but I'm allowed to use my own judgment and figure out what's wrong with the patient and do interventions. Of course, I'll have to consult a doctor at some point, but it's so much the same as in the US.
I would say, just getting back to Vanessa's question, like the perfect environment to be in before you sit for your NCLEX is a med-surg unit, because like you see everything, and a lot of these questions are related to med-surg, and that's why when you're doing the RN Mastery app, you have like 800 questions related to med-surg, but you only have 100 questions related to hematology or oncology. So like the broad questions are going to be related to med-surg. Of course, there's critical care, there's emergency, there's priority questions, all that kind of stuff. But I would say if you have a med-surg background, that will give you a huge push towards your NCLEX, towards your studies for your NCLEX. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm lucky because my unit, it's in acute and critical care, but we have almost everything presented at our unit. We have medical problems, we have surgical problems, neurology, urology, we have everything. So it's a good basis to start off the NCLEX review.
Okay, so the day of your test, the day before, what did you do?
The day before, I went to a Palestinian Lebanese restaurant.
Yeah, I remember your meal.
I went in to eat. I took all the time in the world to just relax and get out of the NCLEX bubble. There was the waiter was nice. He noticed that I had this great Arabic accent when I was ordering the food. He was really surprised, and he wanted to talk to me, and it was really nice to talk about other things other than the NCLEX, just to relax, and it was nice. Other than that, I think I was walking a bit in the neighborhood in the vicinity of the hot hotel. Later on, I went to bed around maybe 11 in the evening. I had my test scheduled for 8:15 the next morning, so I wanted to get a good night's sleep.
And that's very important. I would say that's very important. And you said you didn't study at all on your day before the test.
No, I think that's a big no-no, because you're gonna come up with a question and you don't know the answer, and you're gonna panic, and then you're gonna want to study. You to take your big book out, and you're like, oh no, what else I don't know, and it just keeps feeding itself. It's the panic mode. It's never good.
I know. So bullet points. What do you think someone should do before the day before their NCLEX?
I think everyone should relax, focus on self-care, eating right, taking a shower, a bath, listening to music, talking to friends, anything that gets you out from the NCLEX.
Yeah, I would say first, when you wake up that day, schedule yourself for a good massage or a good session of yoga. And you know those app like 20-minute yoga session. It doesn't matter if you are a beginner in yoga or if you haven't practiced yoga ever. Those applications are amazing. 20 minutes of yoga will set your mind, will put you in a mindset that is at ease. So I would suggest doing some kind of yoga, meditation, massage, and that's the morning of the day before your test. And then I would say eat 3 good meals during that day. So have a good breakfast, pamper yourself through a good lunch. And in your case, like if you want to go to a restaurant, like it doesn't matter, like pamper yourself, like go pay the extra money and have a good meal and have a good dinner before you sleep. And I would say just refrain from eating junk because you don't want to feel bloated when you go to sleep. Sometimes you get insomnias. So stay away from ice creams, from big amount of chocolates. Like you can eat chocolate, but don't eat a big amount. And stay away from fatty meals. You know,
And
just
salty sweets.
100%.
You don't want your brain to feel foggy the next morning.
100%, 100%. And I would say, like, I would suggest working out on that day, other than the yoga, you know, in the morning. Just go work out, or at least jog, or go for a walk. Do some physical activity. It will make you feel better. I know, just for on that day, because you're gonna be in a foreign city. Just watch the sunset. Go watch a movie. Like, sit, if you're like in India, just stand there in the street for 30 minutes. Watch the people going back and forth. Like, feel the appreciation of life. Like, where you are right now is a very important how do you say, a very important
Stepping stone.
maybe, yeah. So it's like this day you're not gonna forget it. It's gonna be written in your history book forever, and you're gonna remember it, and you're gonna talk about it to your. I mean, I still talk about my NCLEX day to my wife, to my friends. That is a special day. Like the day before, the day after, and the day of the test. I still talk about that, and I'm currently making a video about that. You know, because it's a very special day. You know. Anyways, so that these are my suggestions before the test. On the test, of course, wake up early. If your exam is at 8, wake up by 6 and prepare yourself. Take a good shower, comb your hair, put some makeup on, good perfume, and then go to the test early. Make sure you be there 30 minutes before the exam. Have your passport in your pocket. Make sure, double check, triple check your passport in your pocket, and you know all your documents in your pocket. So, Hamis, tell me, what did you take with you for the NCLEX exam?
I knew there was going to be a locker, so I brought some snacks with me. I brought some fresh fruit juice from the supermarket around the corner from the hotel, and I bought some what do you call it? Protein snacks and something like that. I brought my passport, and I brought my. I left my cell phone at the hotel, but the person at the desk asked me 3 times if I really left my cell phone at the hotel. Of course, she was concerned that she was concerned for me that she didn't want my exam to be denied, or how do you say it? But I left all the distractions at the hotel. I only brought what I needed, the snacks and the passport.
I would hold on that. I would say take your phone, document that day, like as you're walking through the testing center. Just verbalize your feelings, because you know that documentation, like that video, is gonna, like, it's good to share it with others, because people are gonna ask you like, how did you feel and stuff like that, and you can always get back to that video or send them that video. This is how I felt. I would say take a few minutes, document like what you're feeling right now. I mean, I would say like in this era, go on Snapchat, like make few Snapchats. That will put you at ease. If you can go Instagram Live, Facebook Live, I mean, ask people for prayer and stuff like that. And when you go, so that they won't encounter that conflict with the person who's sitting at the reception area. Where's your phone? This is my phone. I'm gonna put it in the locker.
Yeah.
Period.
I just thought I didn't want the temptation of having my phone there accessible, pulling it out, and then losing myself with it. I think it's also a good idea if you have any other type of camera. I know iPhone or others, it's easy. You have your phone and you have your camera in the same package. But if you have any other camera, I think it'll be great, because with the camera, you can only take pictures, shoot video, and you can't go on Snapchat and get lost in conversations, and you can focus on the NCLEX that's ahead of you. Yeah, but I think it's great to document your journey as well. So it's a balanced situation.
I know. Yeah, I would say don't get into conversations. Just have that clear of mind, but like make a few snaps, ask people to like pray for you. You're going for the NCLEX exam. I would suggest that. So what about?
I think for me, it was great because the hotel was like 200 meters from the Pearson View Center, so it was a very short walk. I could leave my phone there. I could have snapped before I left the hotel, then go to the center and come back and then snap again.
Yes. That's a good idea. So what about the sweets? You said you took like some sweets with you for to the exam, because I know like I sat for 6 hours over there, and I took one break. So is it important to take like snacks during those 6 hours for your break?
I think it's great to take a break. If you're there for 6 hours, it's great to take a break to get your blood circulating again, so you'll have more oxygen in your brain and you can think better. I think it's great to have snacks that are nutritious. Like I had that fruit or vegetable juice. I had a protein snack or something like that. I chose those on a purpose so that I would have the sort of superfood in front of me if I needed to take a break, but it turned out I didn't need a break.
So what I did on my break, I would suggest to take one snack with you, to the test center, and take like a milkshake or a protein shake with you. And on your first break, take the break, go to the bathroom, wash your face, refresh, eat your snack, keep it under 5 minutes, and then go back to the test. And if you're still there on your second break, which is like 4 hours in, take your break again. Don't take any snacks. Just go to the bathroom, wash your face, look in the mirror, say you can do it. It's just a matter, like these 2 hours are very important. Don't stress. Just wash your face, look yourself in the mirror and talk to yourself. Say, I can do it. Like I went through the whole 265 questions in 6 hours and I passed. And trust me, it doesn't matter if you pass with 75 questions or with 265 questions.
A pass is a pass.
A pass is a pass. So just look yourself in the mirror. Don't panic because you went, like through 190 questions or 200 questions at that time. Wash your face, talk to yourself, say, I can make it, I can do it, and then go back to the test and tackle it, and don't look back. Okay, so after...
I understand that some people might start feeling desperate when they keep getting questions and the time passes. So really taking the break, taking a little amount of time for yourself, and like you said, going in front of the mirror and saying that I can do this, it's great to get away from the test for a while and just like breathe and stop the panic.
Yeah, I know. I was there. I didn't know what the hell I was answering. Like I went to the bathroom, washed my face, looked myself in the mirror, said, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna pass. Like because I went to the States and I took all the risks, and my family, the future of myself, my family, my kids, the future of everyone depends on that test. So I looked myself in the mirror and I said, I'm not gonna fail anyone. I want to pass the test and I want to make it. And I mean, eventually after I finished the test, I felt I failed everyone, and I felt that I'm not gonna pass it. I went through depression for 2 days. But then tell me about your feelings after the test. And I know that it is weird the way you got your license.
I think it is. Yeah.
I've never heard that happen to anyone, but walk us through it.
So it was just past. So I actually started my exam a little bit earlier. I was there like 30 minutes early, and they said, oh, you can start already. I'm like, sure, fine, I'll start. So I was back at the hotel just after 9. And I pulled my phone. I messaged our WhatsApp group that I think I've passed. I'm really confident. And they asked me to do the Pearson VUE trick. I was like, is this really what I should do? Yeah. And like, does it really charge my credit card if I do it? But it was a good pop-up, and that added to my confidence about passing the exam. And then the following day, 36 hours later, I got email from DORA, the Colorado licensing, the Board of Nursing. And I thought it's like, oh, great, we've received your NCLEX. Thank you for taking the NCLEX, and we'll get back to you in whatever time. I thought I was going to get the results on Monday, but the email actually said, congratulations, here's your license. I looked at the attachment. Oh, it really is my license, my name and my RN number and everything. Yeah. I was so happy.
So what did you do?
I posted about it on the WhatsApp group. I posted about it on Facebook, in Facebook groups. I told about it to everyone. I wanted the whole world to know that I'd passed it, because I'd been studying for 5 months and it was such a burdensome task. And now it was finally finished, and it culminated in this passing of the NCLEX. And I knew the NCLEX was what I needed to have before I could file my visa petition.
Yeah. So other than the people online, who is the first person that like you are in direct contact with, that you let him know or let her know that you passed the NCLEX?
Actually, I think it was my sister and 2 of my best friends, because they support me, and I've told them about my intentions to move to the US earlier, and I knew they'd understand. I knew they wouldn't be judging me.
Yeah, I know. So tell me, like, I'm big on online community. So whatever it is, like if it's WhatsApp group or, Facebook groups or, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube, online community. Tell me about it. Like, is it positive? Is it good? Like, do you need to be in a community? Do they help you? Benefits, downside, upside?
I think, like you, I'm kind of in a pioneer position amongst our peers. So there's no one really to tell me about what's ahead. So it's more like I'm giving them what I have to offer in terms of community support. But I think it's good. I like to help people, and I like to feel myself significant, meaningful, doing something that helps others. But I think it's good to have communities that are interested about the same thing, because if you tell about this your American dream to some people, they will judge you, and I think it comes out of their jealousy and their sort of laziness. They know they want to have the same thing, but they don't want to put in all the work.
And I agree with you 100%. And I wrote an article about that, on my blog. I would say online community is extremely positive. And you can talk like I met you online. Like I don't know you in person. I met you online and, we talk a lot, we share ideas, and I never recall a moment that there was negativity or there was like a conflict. It's always positive. So I would say, and it's same with you, same with a lot of people, like the online community is a positive community, is a community with the same mindset. I would say share your dreams, share your goals with online community, because they will feed it with positivity. They will tell you you are on the right track. They will keep you motivated, inspired. So even if like I passed my NCLEX already and I'm in the United States, but if I'm doing a step, like the other day, my son, like he spilled Coca-Cola on my laptop. I was talking about it. I was depressed. I was frustrated. And like everyone started supporting me, encouraging me, giving me good vibes. And trust me, like I wanted to kill Noah. I was so upset with him. But this guy, he's Nigerian, living in Saudi Arabia. And like his statement, he said, Mo, it's okay, forgive him. Just that statement, it brought me into ease. Like accidents happen. And that's an excuse for me to upgrade. Like I had that laptop for like 6 years. So I wanted an excuse to go out there and upgrade my, my gear, my computer, my whatever. So
And it was Black Friday.
and it was like perfect timing. Yeah, it was Black Friday. So we have Destiny. Destiny is a great supporter. I don't know if he's on your, like online community, but he's a great supporter. And
I think he uses the name Desi.
Yeah, Desi. So tell us how you studied. Sorry, he just woke up. Man, you should be online a long time ago. We're not gonna answer that question. You go back and you listen to the live. Quinn, she's also an OG Alphaslice supporter, just like you. At the same timing when I had. Do you know that you are maybe my second or third subscriber on YouTube?
Yay!
Yeah,
that's good.
Like, you were there from the first beginning, and that's amazing.
I'm not sure. I think you had 2 videos by the time I came across your channel. I'm not sure at which point I actually subscribed, but I'd been looking. I'd actually used the keyword advanced healthcare professionals. I've been using keywords like nursing, immigration to US, vlog.
Yeah, I always keep. And
suddenly I came across your vlog, and it was like the perfect answer to my prayers.
Yeah, I know. Like, and you are a YouTuber as well. And your channel, for people who don't know your channel, it's Hami's Vlogs, and I think it's a great channel for nurses, especially for international nurses. So when
I think finding your vlog, your YouTube channel, inspired me to finally start my own. I mean, at that point, I didn't have much to discuss in terms of this nursing immigration. But then again, I started it and I wanted to document everything as it goes, because I think you had your video in leaving the airport in Lebanon.
Yeah, actually, that was not my first video. When I started,
I remember a few others.
Yeah, like they were. I didn't know what I'm gonna do with my channel. I just told myself I'm gonna start documenting, and I had 2 videos. I think before when I was still in Lebanon, they were up. They had like 5 views or something.
I remember something about your Chrysler. You were fixing the seats and everything.
Yes. So I had a couple of videos that I wanted to start like a vlog channel. I didn't know what I want to vlog about. Like some I was talking about gym, working out, a little bit about, what I'm doing, like what I'm watching. So it's like a vlog. But, like 3-4 months into doing it, I found my niche, like my niche, they say? Niche?
I don't know.
Niche, yes. I mean, everyone pronounces it differently, but I felt that all I want to do, like, I don't want a big audience. I want a targeted audience.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted the international nurses. So
And
if you're
people who can benefit from your vlogs.
yes. So if you are a subscriber and you subscribe for like vlogs or family vlogs or whatever, you can still like see my family on my vlogs. But I felt that I want my videos to be dedicated to international nurses to help them on their journey for their American dream. And that's normal when you start a channel and you haven't found your niche yet. That's normal. Just keep doing it, and eventually you will find your passion and you will start making videos about it. So documenting your journey is crucial. I mean, I know a lot of people are not tech tech freaks, or it doesn't need a lot of technology awareness to like make a video and post it on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
The editing part, I would say, yeah, it needs a lot of practice and stuff like that. But I would say everyone document their journey, because you will be helping a lot of people around the world. So I mean, so you got your license, and
Mm-hmm.
I know you got it so fast. I remember I got mine in like 5 weeks, and that's the normal. So you got yours in like 36 hours, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even before the quick results were supposed to come in.
Yeah. So how? I mean, like, did you tell your co-workers on the unit that you're pursuing your American dream?
I think I took the NCLEX halfway through my 3-week annual leave. When I went back to work, I remember we had this sort of unit meeting. We talked about things related to our unit, and then at the end of that session, my nurse manager went through everyone asking for comments about just anything on our mind. And I finally decided to tell everyone. I said, I'm so relieved I finally finished 5 months of studying, and now I have an RN license for the US. And everyone was just congratulating me, and I felt really proud of myself, really happy.
That's amazing. I mean, I would say share it with everyone, because you will figure out who is the hater and who is a true friend. And it's very important in your life to separate between the two, and to know who are the haters in your life. Just push them away, stay away from them. And the supporters, just get back to them when you are facing struggles or whatever. It is good to share with your surrounding. I think, because like back home, a lot of negative people, a lot of people would discourage you. And I know a lot of my subscribers refrain from telling anyone. They feel that they might fire them, like their manager might fire them, or they might like pick up on them, or they might not involve them in like PI projects, or they will not get any promotions, which might be true, but you want to be sincere and honest with your surrounding. I would say just share it with everyone, and whatever the outcome is, you just deal with it.
Yeah, I was, of course, a little bit worried about facing any consequences after telling that sort of secret, but I also could not live with the secret anymore.
I know.
And I also think now that my visa petition was filed, I only have like estimated like 9 to 12 months before I can enter to US. So that's not such a long time. I can deal with sort of emotional abuse. It happens too often, but
it happens, and that's normal. I would say that's normal. It's a good experience just to live those emotions, and they will build your how do you say it? Like they are good for you, like to grow. They are good growing. I lost my words. Anyways.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I can take all the emotional stuff And I know that here it's not legal to fire anyone just for something like that. It has to be really, there has to be real arguments against you to have you fired. I think we lost the connection. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me? I can hear you.
Yeah, now it's working.
Okay, just.
So it's a temporary glitch. There's still something wrong with the connection.
I think it's. I'm not.
It's not working for me. Hi.
Hey, I'm not sure what happened. I switched on another connection channel. I think it's my connection. So, okay, let's go real quick before it goes bad. Well, I mean, we've been here for a long time, but we're gonna talk. Last topic we're gonna talk about is when Avant filed for your I-140. Tell us about it. Let me put my question like that. How long did it take Avant to file for your I-140 after you got your license?
I received my license on July 21st, so it was 5 weeks after I received the license in the end of August, just before September.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. And they filed your I-140. Like, they sent you documents, you signed them, and then you sent them in express mail for them?
Yeah, they sent me the ETA 9089 form or something like that. They had filled it out for me, and I had to review the document, all the pages in it, and sign it. There were like my address was wrong. I had to cross it over and write it down there. And I sent them, they sent me the FedEx shipping label, and I went to my local FedEx and sent it back to them because they wanted it as fast as they could.
And they paid for your FedEx, right?
Yes, of course.
I mean, like for me, they didn't pay for my FedEx. I had to pay from my own pocket because FedEx, like United States and FedEx in my country, they don't work together. They're not like synchronized. Avant, big FedEx, that's their primary mail source. So yeah. So how long ago did they apply for your I-140?
It's been September, October, November, just about 3 months.
3 months now. And what is the time frame that they gave you? And did they apply for a premium process for you?
They would not pay for the premium processing because of the issues with the USCIS under the new administration. Without leadership, they don't really know what they're doing. There are many delays due to RFEs, which are like requests for further evidence.
Yes.
And they did not want to pay for it because it might come out like there would still be delays. It would not. They would not get their money's worth out of it. But they told me that it would take 4 to 6 months before I would get my initial approval.
Yes, I know. I mean, I think they applied for premium process for me, and I think it took around 2 to 3 months. I can't remember very well, but they say premium process is going to come back in like 5 business days.
I think it was 15 in the information that I was given by Avant, but maybe it has changed since then.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but it didn't come back, and I was so like intense, like, was I approved? Was I declined? Why the delay? All that kind of stuff. But yeah, I got my I-140 after like 2 to 3 months, and it was approved. And like, Hamis, I mean, let's just talk reality. And I know a lot of people have been declined for their I-140, especially with the Trump administration.
Yes.
So what are your thoughts?
Sure, the RFEs and the denials have gone up significantly under the new administration. But I think since we're all nursing professionals, we've been thoroughly vetted by Avant. They don't see any issue with us immigrating to the US. Of course, if you have personal problems, whatever, that might hinder you from immigration, that's a whole another issue. But if you have all the qualifications, you have everything that you need for the immigration, then you should be good. These denials, they're like a disappointment, but Avant is confident and they will reapply within a few months after a denial. I know waiting is boring. You're very excited to get to your American dream, but I think since we're all nursing professionals, we'll get there eventually because There was a Emergency Nursing Relief Supply Act. I think it was proposed, but I'm not sure if it passed already. But they want to open 8,000 immigrant visas for healthcare professionals. So
and that was
a need for us, and we're already educated. We have experience. We're a good fit for those positions.
And that was on October in Washington, D.C. And, they are working on it. And I guess 8,000 visas will get approved eventually. And if you, I tell old people who try to contact me and they say that their petition was declined, I would say, that's okay. It's normal. Avant will reapply for you. And because all your documents are legit and there's a need for you in the United States, don't worry about it. The second time they apply for you, it will go through. And, I talked to a few people who are in the industry, like the international recruitment of healthcare professionals, and they all say the same thing. So I would say if fingers crossed, you get declined, I know it's like a setback, or you would feel, why me, or something like that. I hope everything goes well, but that should not discourage you, and that's for everyone. It should not discourage them, because eventually you will get approved and you will realize your American dream. So last but not least, how excited are you for that moment when you go to the airport and you're flying to Orlando towards your American dream?
I'm so excited. I keep visualizing these moments in my head, and I keep rewatching your vlogs to sort of get there in another visual way, to keep myself motivated and inspired. I know it's going to happen, but just having those visual presentations helps so much. And that's why I really thank you for the vlogs that you had.
Of course. I the day I left, I made sure I documented it, saying goodbye to my family, getting in the cab, the building I used to live in, going to the airport, saying goodbye to my wife and kids, going on the airplane, in the bathroom, in the airplane, my feelings. I'm so excited. I want to get to the Orlando airport, and I visited the Orlando airport a couple of times before, and I really miss it. I know where I'm going, so I know the layout, the building and all that kind of stuff. So I was so excited to get there, and trust me, it was an amazing feeling. As soon as you step on the U.S. soil and you are waiting in line, at the immigration, at the what they call it, the
Customs and Border Protection.
The Customs and Border Protection. And you're waiting in line, waiting for your turn to give them your package, and then they will stamp it and will tell you, okay, you're good to go. It is a good feeling. And Avant will arrange for all the healthcare professionals to be on the same plane. So all of us met in Dubai, and we took the same plane to the United States. We were 15, but I only knew 2 or 3 of them that they are Avant nurses. And yeah, it has been amazing. And since they're the transition phase, I documented some of it because Avant didn't allow me to put a lot of material regarding the process because of competition and stuff like that. But that transition phase is really amazing, because you start having that feeling that you are an American. You get your green card, your social security number, all that good stuff, and you really feel that you're proud of yourself. And until today, I was talking to my wife the other day, yesterday I was talking to her, and I was telling her that I was the past 2 days on the weekend I was working on my other job. And during these 2 days going back, because I travel 40 minutes, I'm looking at the roads and I'm saying, I am in the United States. These are American roads. it has been a dream, and still up to this day, I feel grateful. I feel thankful, for all the blessings that God gave me. And it's not an easy journey, but I would say just hang in there, because it's going to be fruitful on the other side, and it's going to be amazing. You're going to enjoy it to the max. I'm so excited for you to come to the United States and, start sharing, like, because you realized your dream. And I know you're a YouTuber, and you like to help people. You like to share, your story, motivate, influence others. I'm so excited for you, Hamis. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to know in which state you're gonna be assigned.
Yeah, I'm kind of bummed out about that, because I have to wait until I get my visa before I
get
my
true. And I mean, when you come to the States, we have to collab. We have to meet. After you settle down.
Absolutely.
And everything. But you know what? I like to see more of your vlogs. I know you're busy, but you can.
I'll do my best.
Yeah, just put more effort. Yeah, I want to see more videos of you, and I know a lot of people would like to see more videos of you as well.
I think it's difficult before you start getting subscribers and comments. You feel like, what am I doing this for? One of my intentions is to document it for myself, so that helps. But my other intention is to help others. But now that I've been receiving comments from other people, they're very encouraging. People express that they're getting something out of my vlogs, and I'm so it's so heartwarming.
I know. Listen, when I first started, like, I had my mom, my dad, my brothers and sisters, my wife were my only subscribers. When I got to 10 subscribers, I was like, yay! When I got to 100 subscribers, I couldn't believe it. Like, it was a milestone. It took me like 3 months to get to like 100 subscribers. And then, like, awareness, people start talking about you. You ask everyone to share your videos. You share them on, like, I share my videos on every Facebook group on my account. And that's why I get blocked every now and then. But just spread the love, spread the awareness. And, people will go back to your old videos and watch them. I still get views on my old videos, Yeah,
I keep rewatching them over and over and over again.
Yeah, thank you for that. But I would say, like, don't get frustrated. Keep documenting. Just for now, do it for yourself, just as a hobby. But later on, you'll get positive comments. People will start watching them, and when you grow to a bigger channel, everyone will know about you, and you'll get more and more subscribers. And you know what? Just start doing some of these Facebook Live videos.
Yeah,
they will help.
Definitely.
they will help. Okay. Any final words before we end this broadcast?
I'd say that throughout this process, you should stay strong and positive. You should have confidence in the fact that you will get there if it's really your dream. You have to work for it, but you'll get there.
Awesome. And, I didn't hit on that topic, but tell me about your IELTS experience in a few words.
I actually didn't really study for the IELTS. I looked up how the different parts of the IELTS are sort of constructed and what they require. I should have practiced writing a little bit more. I didn't write my essay in a paragraph form or something like that, so that brought my score down a lot. But I think overall the actual exam experience was very sort of hectic. Like, you really had to write, and it was really fast.
Fast.
There were some people who were crying because the person said, "Now put down your pens," and she was just writing and writing and writing. I want to finish this. People were very serious about it, but I'm happy because I got an overall 8.0 for my IELTS, and that's enough. I mean, I could have done better, but it's enough.
I mean, for me, I would say it's just the same thing as the NCLEX. If you pass, you pass. If you get the required mark, that's all you want. I sat for my NCLEX 4 times during 8 years. Every 2 years it expires, and then I do it again. And I got different scores on different occasions. It depends, like, how fast are you? The the topics that you are talking about or writing about, or the listening is the easiest part, but like reading and writing were my struggle points. But I always like got at least 6.5 to 7 on on that part. But the one I did for the United States, I got 6 on reading, because I didn't catch up. I didn't catch up. But I what's the word? I don't know what's the word, but by the end of the exam, I got 7.5 as band 7.5, and I got the required marks and the other stuff. So I would say for all those who feel the IELTS you don't want a perfect score, you just want a passing mark, and I would say you have to really prepare for the IELTS.
But I want to remind that the perfect score of 9.0, that's not something the native English speakers can take for granted. So if you do 7, 8, you're very good with English, and that should be more than enough for your purposes even in professional life.
Yeah, I know, like native English speakers might get a perfect score on their speaking, but the other stuff, trust me, they need to practice so that they can get a higher score. Okay, it has been a pleasure. I know, like you and me are new to these live videos, and sometimes we get stressed, and technology failed us a little bit today. And I was working over the weekend, and
Me too.
I know. And you were working night shifts. I was working day shifts. But you know what? I was supposed to be a speaker, like live Facebook speaker in a conference in Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
But then, and that was supposed to be at 4 a.m. our time, like in the United States. Now we started at 9 a.m. But I was supposed to be at 4, like streaming live to Jordan, but technology failed them, and I stayed awake for nothing. But it's all good. It's part of the grind, part of the process to increase awareness and to help others. Thank you very much. I hope to see more of your videos. I'm gonna share your channel everywhere for people to like get more motivation and inspiration, because I know I get a huge value and benefit from your videos.
Thank you, Mohammed.
You're welcome. All right, have a nice day.
You too. Thanks, you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Bye.